rock fans from all around the world. Welcome to another episode of Musical People Journey's new rock album review show. It's me, Nige, and it's Andy, and it's Lauren, and it's Trish. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello. We've lost Paul and Chris today, but they have voted. So from our normal panel, if you tune into the show for the first time, we are reviewing the latest rock albums, rated them out of 5, and will they get into our Hall of Fame? Will they get shortlisted into Album of the Year? Who knows? We've now, with today's 8 albums we've reviewed 100 albums this year. And 562 albums since we launched the podcast. It was quite exciting, isn't it? But there we go. And we're over 500 subscribers as of today, so keep pushing on for 600. Get in. Thank you very much, everybody. If you do like the show, please hit the like and subscribe button because it helps. Go on. Today's offering is Volbeat and their album God of Angels Trust. Now, Volbeat are a returning Hall of Famer. Servants of the Mind got a whopping 4.5, became runner-up in our first ever Album of the Year. Pipped at the post they were by Visions of Atlantis. So they have pedigree as far as we're concerned. We've also saw them in the group of us obviously went and saw them in concert. The concert wasn't great, unfortunately, because the lead singer wasn't, because I'm terrible with names, but he was really unwell, but he did battle on and give it his best, bless him. Right, okay, I'll be interested to see what the guys thought that haven't heard Volbeat first. Andy, let's. Was this your first foray into the magical world of crazy Volbeat, or yeah?
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. I think I enjoyed it a lot. It's a really good album. Really catchy. It's like a good old slice of heavy rock. It uses all the good old motifs and points from it. They're really accomplished guys. I would put it into the category of was a really good listen. Nothing which was that sort of stretching contemporary as such forward, but absolutely it's got some really good stuff in there. I enjoyed the riffs, enjoyed all the songs, really well played. It's just old school, really good heavy rock. It was something which I just put down here. It's like you sort of listen to it, you really enjoy it, but then you move on a little bit, but you can come back to it later. But it's like which really sort of sticks with you 100%. But without a doubt, it's a really solid, really good listen. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's always good and solid and always worth a listen to, and that is Lauren, this was definitely your first foray, because we were talking about it into Volbeat. What was your take on it?
So, for a bit of context, this is one that ever since I started working with the amazing Capitano Nigel, from the get-go, he's been saying, if you like your rock music, listen to Volbeat. He's wearing the shirt today. I've seen it at work many a time where he's like, you need to listen. I think it's right up your street. And do you know what? It really was. I'm one of those people where if someone's like, go do this, go listen to this, I'll put it off and put it off and put it off. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But to have it then put in front of me and go, right, we're reviewing this, you need to listen. I'm so glad that's happened, because it's well produced. It's got a really engaging sound. It's theatrical in the best way. I love a music with a good bit of theatricality. The stank face, as I call it, made a visit. So it was like, really enjoying it at points. It's good vocals. It has these punishing drums in the background that really get you. Like the start of Devils Are Awake. What a gut punch to get you going into the album. That is just brilliant. And my favourite song, I won't say the title because we'll be here for 20 minutes from the album.
I'm going to be saying it, but yeah.
In the Barn of the Goat, we'll leave it there. It's just absolutely brilliant. I really, really enjoyed it. The only reason when it comes to scoring it didn't do better than it has for me is my criteria is if the whole album makes it into my personal plays, then it scores really highly. This, I was just cherry picking bits of it that I really liked. However, it has piqued my interest so much. Like, I'm really looking forward to diving into their back catalogue and seeing that they've got their pedigree with us as well. It's making me really excited for the journey that I'm going to go on with Volbeat. So yeah.
Cool. Trish, a welcome return. Or not?
Oh, yes. So, all I can say is, there is a God, and there are angels, and in them I trust. Volbeat have not deviated from their signature sound. They have not tried to do something different or dabble in different genres of music. They are staying true to their roots, and for that I am eternally grateful. This album delivers on all levels, with tracks like Monster's Hand. As well known, there are similarities to the lead's voice being akin to the legend that is Elvis Presley, and that is so apparent on the track In the Barn of the Goat, giving birth to Satan's spawn in a dying wish. Both of the aforementioned personal favourites of mine from this album. This is an album full of energy. It's fresh and will please old fans for sure, whilst engaging new ones to their music, Lauren. Noting that they are on tour later in the year, seeing some of these tracks played live will be taking this album to another level altogether. Banger.
You were so close, Trish. It is the correct title. In the Barn of the Goat, giving birth to Satan's spawn in a dying world of doom. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, it's like saying that Welsh name, which even though I'm Welsh, I can never say, really, isn't it? Right.
By the way, if I just jump in, that just goes to show, in this week when Ozzy Osbourne passed, how important that is, because that is straight out of Black Sabbath, and it just expanded it for like the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, that is just straight, you know, without him, it's just a straight line to where we are now with that song and that title.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love ever since Lauren joined the crew, I love her skank face analogy, and I was in the car with by listening to this and the first track, and then by Monster's Hand come up, and oh my god, the guitar work in By a Monster's Hand is, I'm in the car and I just go, oh my god, I'm doing a skank face. I was kind of driving up the motorway, and because sometimes because you don't put a name to it, you just go, oh yeah, that was really cool. But skank face is such a great name for when this guitar riff hits you and you're kind of pulling this face. I mean, the album is so high quality. It's so. I think Paul was telling me that they've got a new guitarist in, and it's just. I mean, in some ways, it's not as good as In the Servant's Mind. Only for the fact that I think In the Servant's Mind was a little bit more diverse in bringing in that kind of that kind of rock and roll presence, that kind of maybe a little bit of Buck Cherry and Elvis into kind of their music, really. So I thought In Service Mind was a slightly more diverse album and bringing those kind of roots in there. Whereas this one was more definitely kind of in that Black Sabbath kind of vein and a bit heavier. But obviously, in the Barn of the Goat, giving birth to Satan's spawn in the dying world of doom, you know, you could see his Elvis kind of well, it's not even Elvis impersonation, but that kind of DNA kind of kicking in really as well. But overall, this album is so tight and so many skank faces that. I think I might have ended up with a permanent skank face if I keep on listening to it. This did not disappoint me in the slightest. I absolutely love, because I love heavy rock, you know, and I think what Volbeat gives me, and we were talking yesterday because Pete is an anti-Volbeat fan, because like, you know, some of his early stuff he kind of like goes dooba 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 type of thing, and they take the mickey out of it. But I think what I like more about Volbeat is that they bring something different to the table, and that they are a little bit unique in their sound a little bit as well. when I first listened to Tremonti, but back a few 3 years, I went, oh, similar. But Tremonti have got a little bit darker and heavier and more melodic than say Volbeat have. But I love it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So, question is, will it get also, be a double Hall of Famer? We now have what we call a legendary status. Servants of the Mind didn't quite get into legendary status. Will it do enough to get into our top 15 albums of all time? Will this album get into Album of the Year and do what Servants of the Mind didn't do? Let's find out. We are going to start with Paul's vote, because it's very obvious. That was a 5. So Paul gave us a 5. Trish.
5.
An obvious 5 from me. Chris didn't enjoy it so much. Chris only gave this a 3.5. That was disappointing. Andy.
I gave it a 4, but it was a high 4, but it's still a 4.
Oh.
But it's still, good.
Lauren, if you give this a 4 or more, it gets our legendary status. 4.5 or 5, but we'll put it into one of the top albums of the year. Of our 5, would give it like joint top album of the year so far. So a minimum of 4 gets it into our legendary status. What's your vote then, Lauren?
Very good. Excited to see where this goes. I gave it a solid 4.
Oh, okay. So that puts Volbeat on. It's our 13th joint album of all time. It's a 4.6. And so it's in our top 15 albums by Trish. So Trish
has been discussed. Someone gave it a 3.5.
Just has temporarily disappeared in disgust that it didn't obviously get top album of the year. So that it's the 6th joint album of the year, 13th of all time, which puts it into our legendary status. Only the top 15 albums get in there, which means somebody has to leave our legendary status. And it's down to you guys. Let's just get the list up again. So the albums that are possibly leaving us is Visions of Atlantis with Pirates 2, Daughtry or Fame on Fire. We're going to say goodbye to them, replaced as a legendary album by God of Angels Trust. Trish, who is your vote to leave us?
Visions of Atlantis.
Andy, who's your vote to leave us?
I will also go with Visions of Atlantis.
Lauren.
Saddens me greatly, but their older work is a bit better. Visions.
Oh, well, obviously I was going to vote for Fame on Fire because Visions... I'm sorry. Well, at least Visions of Atlantis, their first album, is it can never be kicked out because it won Album of the Year. So goodbye to Pirates 2. Welcome to Volbeat and Gods of Angels Trust. On that score, welcome to the legendary status. Congratulations to Volbeat. We absolutely love you. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much to my wonderful panel, to Andy, to Lauren, and to Trish. Goodbye. Keep on rocking!